We have to become a moral people
Not
again.
only threatening,
I
they
think
are
the police
doing.
are hired and paid
Same
for
with
by
the
somebody
seatbelt
higher.
violation.
Well, another
It's
thing
a way to
that's,
get our money, tickets and
there,
new laws.
another thing that came up, we were talking about this in a morning meeting was that just yesterday? Yesterday. Weak men are cowards. That's why we have such a gang problem. Because we have created an entire generation of weak men. They have to get together to be tough.
To beat up a 90-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or to take a gun and go into a school and shoot it up.
yeah.
That's a weak, cowardly person.
There's that adage that hard men create good times create weak men create hard times.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what's right now.
My dad raised me to take care of my own business.
Yeah.
You know, don't be. But the thing about it is I told them, I said, there is nothing more formidable than a man that could rip your head off, but
And
doesn't, but has learned how to converse with somebody intelligently. Now, ripping your head off is like the Second Amendment. It's like nuclear arms. It's back there if we need it, but that makes your conversation that much more powerful. That's what real men are. They're powerful. They can do what needs to be done, but they choose to be men about it.
That's what I always liked about this. You remember the old show, The Sopranos?
Yeah.
I've always admired the Italian mob.
Yep.
They take care of business. They've got a set of rules.
Yep.
You go by the
Break those
rules,
rules.
no ifs, ands, or buts, or you get stomped on. They're a little extreme, but I can get the idea.
There must be an immovable standard of morality, because morality will change if we don't have a standard. It will change with generation to generation, because look what's going on right now. It's because we've lost that standard of morality.
Same thing that destroyed Rome, same thing that destroyed Greece,
Yep.
the same exact thing.
Yep. I'm talking to brothers tonight.
That's what destroyed the Roman Empire.
Exactly. Our founding fathers used the Word of God as that standard. As a matter of fact, 30% of our founding documents came from the Bible. The next highest contributor was 8%, Blackstone. Now churches have left it to government to set our national morals. We're not setting them as a church. Churches aren't setting those morals. The government is.
No.
And they are now starting to set the groundwork to normalize pedophilia by changing the name. They're changing the name to minor attracted persons.
Yep.
I don't think so. Enough's enough, guys. At the same time that they're doing that, they're trying to destroy a family business that, due to a moral belief, refused to bake a cake for a homosexual couple. You guys see the contradiction there? This is the government setting moral standards, not the church.
I would bake the cake, but it would be the most horrible tasting cake.
The American church is largely responsible for our loss of morality and thus our loss of liberty. And not all churches. There are still great churches, don't get me wrong. But nationally, I'm talking about, churches have changed our morality.
Oh, my mother is a retired United Methodist preacher.
Yeah.
She now is okay with homosexual marriage. I told her, I said, "You're what?" She said, "Yeah, God says love each other."
See, constitutionally, they can do whatever they want to do. Biblically, I have to stand against it. You've got a right to live your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's your right. Now, God gives us that same right. He doesn't make us serve Him. We serve Him by choice.
Yep.
So am I better than God to make somebody serve my standard of morality? I won't do that. God doesn't do it. I can't supersede Him. So here's the deal. Live your life, but don't destroy my nation by trying to make that my life. Don't force that on me.
Whatever feels good.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I'm not going up to people and saying, here, you need to carry a gun. Why don't you carry a gun? Why don't you go hunting? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? No. I'm living my life. You live your life. But see, what's going on is they're using government, these special interest groups are using government to make our lives more miserable. They're trying to destroy our lives. As a matter of fact, when AIDS first came out, it was called gay cancer. That's what it was called, because it was affecting only the gay community. And the gay community got together. There's a movie called The Band Played On. I was forced to watch it when I was working at the prison. They got together and they said, and I don't normally do all this in a presentation, but this is a little different. They got together and said, we got to change that name because the first kid or the first straight person who gets this, and it's still called gay cancer, they'll wipe us out. So they changed it to AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. To protect, they have a very strong lobby.
They did the very same thing with monkeypox.
The gays,
Monkeypox was primarily a homosexual disease. It was passed through sexual activity.
The reason I say that is exactly it was.
Monkeypox.
Yeah, monkeypox.
Yeah. The reason I say that
Round two, huh?
is to show you that they are using the federal government to control us, to shape our way of life, using the federal. That's not the federal government's job. If you've got a better message, preach it. And if the majority of the people go with it, then that's fine.
It's one thing to
But
preach
don't
it.
make me go with it.
It's one thing to preach it, it's another thing to force it.
To what?
To force it.
To force it.
And that's
Exactly.
what they're trying to do, is
Yeah.
force this on
Well,
you.
that's what tyranny always
The guy that
does.
ran for governor last term, independent liberal, his name is Rainwater.
Libertarian, very well.
Yeah, I sit and talk to him. He is so anti-government, it's unbelievable.
Try to libertarian.
I'll go back because these kind of go together. The American church is largely responsible for our loss of morality and thus our loss of liberty. Pastors are more focused on building a church and have forgotten that they are supposed to be building a kingdom. In doing this, many have resorted to preaching messages intended to make the congregation feel good instead of preaching against sin and preaching about morality. There is little use in doing what we're doing and reestablishing a constitutional republic if we at the same time don't restore a national morality. It just won't work. The two do not go together. It is the church who is supposed to feed the hungry. It is the church who is supposed to heal the sick. It is the church who is supposed to educate the citizens. It is the church who is supposed to take care of the widows and the orphans or the children. The church, this is a paraphrase of Dr. Martin Luther King's statement, the church was never supposed to be the servant or the master of the state, but it was supposed to be the moral conscience of the state. That was the church's responsibility, and they have let that down. The church has given the sovereignty of the Bible on morality to the federal government. Now the government dictates what is moral, what is not, what is hate speech.
Well, they're threatening to take their tax breaks away from them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Yeah, literally.
What must we do? We must first educate ourselves as to our true system of government. Not just educate ourselves. There are so many people that do not know that we are not a democracy. They do not know we're not a democracy. They have been told over, like you said the other
It's been
day.
on TV every day for the last 6 months. Democracy's a threat.
Yeah.
It's every day it's on there,
Yeah.
every channel.
No. Now there's a system of democracy inside of a republic when we vote. That's democracy when we come out and vote. But that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to change us into a true democracy, which is philosophically different than a constitutional republic. As we talked about a while ago, a democracy focuses on equality. Have we not heard that for the past 20 years? A republic focuses on individual liberties. You can't mandate equality. You can't do it. But you can protect individual liberties.
We're supposed to be equal at the starting line, not at the finish line.
Exactly. It's equality of opportunity, not of outcome.
Absolutely.
And whatever you choose, if you want to live in the mountains in a shack, God bless you. Go do it. If that's what makes you happy, go do it. Or if you want to live in a penthouse in Manhattan, then work your butt off and go do it.
I'm not living on the beach in Florida.
We must educate ourselves to our true system of government and our friends and our families. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing, guys. We're an educational group. That's all we do. Well, we're not just an educational group, because we're also going to be talking to every politician, from the dog catcher to the
I was
state
going to ask you,
senator.
if you talked to the sheriff's department, to the jail command. I work for the sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
I work for the jail command.
Yeah.
I work at probation,
Yeah.
so I might be useful in that.
Oh, awesome, awesome. The sheriffs that we have dealt with, we've been dealing mostly in West Virginia. That's where we were based at during our protest phase of this. The sheriff there, Berkeley County, straight up constitutionalist, man. He came into the camp one day. Oh, good. I want to sit down and talk with
He's
him.
a dude in North County. He's, I've talked to him several times in person. He's
Yeah.
straight up second amendment.
Our sheriffs are, honestly, our sheriffs are going to be the most important elected officials we have.
Well, he has the highest rank.
Yeah.
Who you talking about, Troy?
Huh?
Ryan?
Ryan.
Ryan White?
Yeah, he's all second amendment.
We must begin
I'm talking
studying.
about Rich, the Morgan County sheriff.
Oh, Morgan County.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I would
This
love
is
to,
Morgan County.
maybe we can do lunch one day. I know he's busy, but man, if he can sit down and talk with us, that'd be great.
Yep.
We need to start studying our founding documents again, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Federalist Papers. That book was written to explain the Constitution by three people that helped form that Constitution. They will not get any more clear interpretation of the Constitution than from the Federalist Papers. I know it's a hard read, it's a long read, but it's necessary. Also, David Barton and Rick Green, they got a series on YouTube. It's free, guys, called Constitutional Live. It goes through. It's an 11-part series, about an hour and 15 minutes each episode. Filmed in Independence Hall in Philadelphia. It's powerful, very powerful. All these people here have been through it. What must we do? However, first and foremost, we must, as our founding fathers did, earnestly and most sincerely invoke the God of heaven to our aid. We cannot get around that. We have to have the help of God. 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. That's a promise. That's a straight up promise from the God who cannot lie. One old preacher I know, one time somebody told him, well, he could if he wanted to. He says, no, he can't even want to. That God cannot lie. You got to become humble. This is how it's laid out. We must become humble. We must realize that without God's help, we can do nothing. Humility is saying, we can't do this. It takes God to do it. In everything that we do. I work hard. Or I did. I'm doing this now. I work even harder now than I did then. I was a truck driver. I work 70, 80 hours a week. I work hard. But who gave me the strength to work hard? Who gave me the ability to do it? Who gave me the health to be able to continue to 57 years old? God did. Prayer. We must pray. Now, I'm not talking about just mumbling a few prayers every once in a while or saying grace over your food. I'm talking about sincerely getting on our face and asking God to help us. We must seek His face. The best analogy I can give to this is I got a 2.5-year-old grandson. I just left there this morning and got to spend some time with him. And it happened again. My son and I, we get in the car. You know how us guys are, especially guys like me. I love good, deep conversation. He and I will get into a conversation, and I'll get focused on him and the conversation. While my grandson's standing at my knees going, Papa, Papa, Papa. But I'm so engrossed in the conversation, I'm not here. I love this little boy to death. He can have everything I got right now, including my life. But he's standing at my knee going, Papa. But here's the thing about my little grandson. He will not be denied. He'll crawl up in my lap, take my face in his hands, and pull it around and say, Papa. Well, at that point, now I'm, okay, this conversation's over.
Got your attention.
Exactly. That's what we got to do to God. That's what we have to do to God. If God turns His face away from us, our nation is doomed. But if we can get the face of God back up on us, then we will be a blessed nation once again.
That's what happened in schools. They took out the passion, prayer, and pledge.
It goes on to say that repent. That means to turn from our wicked ways, from our sins. then, and only then, he says, will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. This is the secret. This is the secret. The church is the reason for our moral decline, but we are also the solution. If we are the reason, we're the solution. I don't know if you guys seen that. I was listening to Beck. He was talking about it the other day. He went back. One of his researchers found an old video of it was like in the 80s, like 83, something like that, of a Russian agent high in the KGB who defected to America. And he was going around telling people the plan that Russia had to destroy America. You know what the first thing he said was? We've got to destroy the church.
Yeah.
Then he went down through a litany of things that they were going to do. Now, I'm not saying Russia is doing this, but somebody's taking that game plan and they're running with it because it laid it out. We are seeing exactly what they said. And he said, well, the end of it will be that America will become so divided that it will either have civil war or will be so weak that another nation will come in and take us over. He said there's only one way to save it, and it has to happen before the bullets start flying, is to fix the first thing they destroyed, the church. Now, I don't think Russia has destroyed our churches. I think our own, well, what happened was in the 60s, they were drafting people into the military, and a bunch of these beatnik hippies. Sorry.
Now the government.
They found out they could, yeah, exactly. They found out that they could go to college and beat the draft. Well, the colleges all filled up, of course. So the only thing left open was theological seminaries. So they went into those, and after 3 or 4 years, they said, hey, I can make a living doing this. So we have that radical, nutty philosophy being taught in our pulpits. And it sounds good, it makes you feel good, but it destroys us at the same time because it doesn't address the morality issue. It's still if it feels good to do it. 1776 Restoration Movement. Our mission, why we're here tonight, we're here to build a coalition of Indiana folks. This is the first state that we've started doing this particular format in, because Bob is from here, and when we put out the message that this is, we were going to start going to states to do this state had the most interest. People started coming out of the woodwork. Our mission is to contact and get a commitment from every elected official in this state to work with us in restoring a constitutional republic. Like I said, from the dog catcher, I don't know if we like dog catchers anymore or not, but from the dog catcher.
All kinds of dog catchers. There are a couple of girls down there. That's all I know.
But from the dog catcher to the U.S. Senator, every one of them, I want somebody from this organization to look them in the eye and say, hey, look, we want our country back.
Okay.
Those who agree and commit to this mission.
Seymour?
Yeah, he's got a 3% tattoo on his wrist that he keeps covered. He doesn't want the public knowing. He's fair.
Those who agree and commit to this mission, we will watch their voting record, and if it aligns with our mission, we will put our entire membership to work to ensure their re-election. We have to have numbers. If I go in and I say, I've got 10 people in Indiana watching you, buddy, who cares? But if I go in and say, I got 500,000 people in this state that signed up, and we're going to vote. Make no mistake, we're going to vote, and we're going to campaign for the right person. We've had enough of this stuff. We've got people. Kevin McCarthy, a Speaker of the House?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me? It goes to show you that they are not serious about changing the direction we're going.
They're not serious about changing anything.
It doesn't matter. We have to get good people in there because honestly right now, both parties are the problem.
Yep.
They are both the problem.
There was a meeting today on Facebook about that. The Republicans and the Democrats in the same bed, with Trump standing there with his camera taking pictures of them. So this is the problem.
Yep. Those who refuse or are constitutionalists in name only, we will find a real patriot to primary them and remove them from the political process. This is what we have to do. We have to become active. What will you do if you join 1776 Restoration Movement? We ask that you dedicate at least 2 hours a week to being an active member of the 1776 Restoration Movement. We must be committed to educating ourselves, our friends, and our family, and even our politicians. As a matter of fact, Rick Green, the one who does that Constitutional Live I say about on YouTube, he graduated from law school, became a Texas state representative, and realized, I've never read the Constitution. And before he left office, he had it set up in Texas where now they spend a week teaching the Constitution in every school in Texas. He realized, I didn't get taught this.
When I was in high school, we had the state government, and in that, the Constitution was taught.
Yeah. I had to educate myself. You know, I the first time I got afraid of my government was under Bill Clinton. That was the first time I was, what,
Mine was
37 years old, maybe 30, no, it was 27 years old. He was 92. So I was 27 years old. So I was, this first time.
How old you are?
Yeah, I forgot. And I'm trying to do math on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good thing for me. It's horrible, ain't it?
I hate math too, because I gotta do it at work all the time.
We're going to need some people to become media watchdogs to pick up stories that's coming in, of things that are going, school boards, stuff like that. We need people we need individuals that are dedicated to watching this stuff. Some will be chosen to speak to those elected officials. Somebody that's, like you got a rapport with some of them, go talk to them, Some will canvass neighborhoods, pass out information. If we got a school board that's getting ready to do something wacky, a whole team goes out and just canvasses the whole area. Let them know what's going on, and everybody show up. This is what works. This is what we got to quit. Look, I love football. I love baseball. I love all that. I love good movies. I'm sorry. I'm losing my country right now. I'm done. I'm done playing these stupid games. Enough of this entertaining myself. I've got to do this, or we're going to be in a civil war. And I've got a 34-year-old boy who lives in this state. And we had a guy in our movement who watched his son in his early 20s get his head blown off. And that man's he'll never be the same again. I don't want to see my son go through that. That's why I'm doing this. January this year, I thought the only way we could do this is through war. It's through a revolution, a violent way. But I'm telling you, we have a chance to do it peacefully, where nobody has to die. In our country, what's going to crawl up out of the ashes of a civil war, guys? What's going to crawl up out of those ashes? Can you guarantee me that it won't be worse than what we've got? Where we have a constitution that we can work with and make these people abide by it, or elect people that will and turn our nation around. We have a chance. It's a small chance. It's a monumental task. So we can do this. When has America ever backed down from a monumental task? When have we ever backed down? We don't do that. Some will give this presentation, and what we're doing here is we got some of you sitting around. I believe that what we got to do is build the numbers so that we have influence, power, when we go talk to these people that are running for office. I believe we can do this friend to friend, table to table. Show them that I've got this. All you got to do is go online and download it. And just put it on your computer, sit down just like I'm doing right now, and tell them this is what the problem is. They don't know what, most people know there's something wrong, but they don't know what truly is wrong, and more importantly, they don't know what to do to fix it.
That last one is the key.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys I know, and probably Bob knows some of them too, that are very well armed, very well armed. They think that's the only solution.
Yeah. And here's the deal:
Is don't discount that solution out. Keep it very last.
That is the nuclear option.
That's the very last.
Why do you think Russia hasn't attacked us? Because we have nuclear bombs and they have nuclear. It's called nuclear proliferation. Or nuclear annihilation. I mean, it's completely and totally insane
Putin's
For
patience
them.
are wearing out.
Yeah,
I
but
think he's getting tired of fighting the U.S.
he's still,
through Ukraine.
if we were weak, he'd do it, but we're not.
I don't have
So
much
we're not
confidence.
weak.
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Yeah, but, you know, a crazy person will.
Yeah.
We can't be the crazy.
Look, stand up in numbers like Arizona's doing. They're saying they want to redo their elections because people are standing up saying that they know there's stuff going on and they want to know. So people are standing up in numbers.
They have to.
And that's what pretty much what people, just like what happened in Brazil. And the whole country stood up and said, hey, show me right here. The military dropped in there and said they arrested the people who did the fraud, and now their country is coming back up. That's what America, in my opinion, needs to do, is people need to stand up and because there's strength in numbers.
Yep. Remember what I said before, the quote before, these are the times that try men's souls.
Yes.
We're all being tried right now.
A lot of men are tired and they think that jungle is the only way out
Because
they've
they've not seen another option.
They gotta see it.
I'll be honest with
You're the
you.
other option.
January this year, I was one of them. I was one of them until March.
I could get a whole group of them, but these guys work all different kind of hours, weird shit like that. I can't get them to pull together.
Yeah. These are the times that we're being tried right now. Our souls are being tried.
I'd like them to be here and listen to you. They would openly listen to you, open minds.
I'll come back. I'll have it up on the screen next
I'll
time.
be talking to them on Zelda's night.
So we'll get
See
together.
if I can get.
Even
If we got small groups, it doesn't have to be all of them at the same time. We can do small groups of 5 or just small
We used
groups.
to have huge numbers and
Yeah.
they're dwindling down.
But don't feel like you've got to get all of them all at once.
Yeah.
If you've got a large
Well, I'd like to
number,
do-
we can do small groups that
Well,
is
these
easier
people
at
feel
different
there's nothing
times.
going on, so they just fade off into the dark.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
need, well, this is when you lose hope.
They
If
have.
you lose hope, why do you? If you've seen people that lose hope, they quit. There's no, why? If there's no hope, why do anything? And if your only hope is violence,
We had people there.
I don't know if you noticed
January
what's on my
6th.
shirt.
Huh?
I don't know if you noticed what's on my shirt.
Yeah.
You ever heard of them?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
We're supposed to be the violent bunch.
Yeah.
I'm the guy sitting here tonight preaching peace.
Media's painting.
Yeah.
Well, same way with us. They were there January 6th. We were there.
Yeah.
In the crowd. And watched this little group of military guys go storming up the steps, and one of our leaders like, who the heck are those guys? And we didn't go there for that. We weren't armed.
Right.
We didn't go inside. We didn't make a mess. They're wondering who these guys were.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever be told who they were.
No, we won't.
They weren't oath keepers. That's who they went after.
Yeah.
Well, we found out yesterday on the news that they were about
That's the
FBI.
past.
Yeah, they
That's
were.
the past.
Yeah.
Gotta move forward.
But this is
Just gotta
the
move forward.
answer.
This is
And we
past.
can modify to your groups. If you've got groups of friends, we can come to your homes if we need to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
This
you're right,
national
it was
group-
FBI and Antifa that went up there first at
I
January
figured
6th.
Antifa had something to do with it.
Yes, sir.
All these people in this room that are with me right now, they are part of the national group. They, 8 months we've been fighting this fight. We went first as protesters into DC. We spent, I've got a video that explains it, but these
Somehow, some way, we need to get all these different groups, all these
together.
oath keepers, proud boys, militias,
Yeah.
pull
Get them
together.
Yeah.
And we're all on the same side.
Exactly.
I can't understand that myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grasp that.
You and me both. But these guys are, I'm gonna tell you, these are warrior patriots. They've never thrown a punch. They've never fired.
Oh, we haven't either.
But they are warriors. I've watched these people. I've lived with them. We slept on the National Mall for 34 days straight. And Antifa came and attacked us. We had a group of idiots come in trying to destroy us. These people are good people, man. I'm glad I'm with them. They have volunteered to brave the cold, the heat, and the hate. We've had all of that. Every morning we'd be up having our prayer and pledge and our morning meeting, and some idiot would ride his bike through there and cuss us and give us the finger just because we had flags. They didn't even know what we were about. Just because we had a bunch of flags up.
You were told by the media what you were.
That's amazing. The U.S. flag now draws
hate.
hate.
Yeah.
I've never done.
There's two countries. There's two countries right now. Make no mistake, this will be no easy task. This is a process, and we're way behind. This must become the driving issue in your life. Like I said, I'm done with all the entertainment. I'm done with all the nonsense. This is what I have to do. Matter of fact, somebody else is driving my truck right now. I can't quit. I love truck driving. I enjoyed it. I made a good living. Right now,
I made money, but DOT got so bad, I just screw it.
the thing about it is if I lose my country, what's my truck worth?
Yeah.
What's my money?
We got one guy that just got forever from Walmart.
Yeah. It's time we stand up to protect our faith, our family, and our country, guys. This is a video I put together, kind of explains 1776 to you. If you want to come around, you can see it.
Hey, real quick before you finish, I just talked to Kelly's owner. He said the week after Thanksgiving, he's checking with his wife Tuesday or Wednesday night. If we want to do this again here, we can do it again.
I can't make it on
If any of you guys know any people
Can't
who
make
watch
it.
it.
Right.
Wednesdays are better, he said, for him.
Wednesdays, yeah, he's checking, but
I got 16 people that I've listed here that I'll invite to the next one.
There we
Yes.
go.
Well, then,
Yes.
and then Friday, we're going to be at the airport, this Friday at the airport up there in Putnamville, Putnam
Friday.
County. Green
Yeah, I
County.
can't get them to Putnam County,
Yeah.
but I can get them here.
Well, so the 30th is Wednesday, I think, is what we're gonna shoot for. And we'll get everything set up and working.
So I put this,
Thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna go
Thank
back
you.
in here. and-
Absolutely. Spread the word.
Will do, appreciate
appreciate
it.
you,
Next
man.
Wednesday.
You guys keep working
This
hard.
video's one more.
Be down at Greencastle at the airport Friday.
I won't be there.
If you didn't see anybody.
Thank you. We're doing this privately right now. We're going to come get people in. We've got a group of people that have come in that whenever we announce wherever we're going, they start trying to destroy that business or that church. We went to a church in Indianapolis and they were out there protesting. One person came out there and was screaming, yelling. You know, they're trying to destroy what we're doing. I've been called pedophile. I've been called a rapist. That I'm a grifter, taking money from people. I'm stealing money from this beautiful couple right here. I mean, all they're trying to do is just trying to destroy us.
Yeah.
And we're actually going after them legally. One of them just got locked up today. He just got locked up and he was in a bullhorn in his face. He was just all kinds of nastiness. And I just walked back there and said, how's it feel when somebody practices their First Amendment rights? He got mad, hit my bullhorn, was knocking back at my teeth. And it was all on video. So he went in today.
You gotta have video.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to show them that you're videoing.
Yeah, he's sitting in jail right now.
But you gotta. We went in Antifa several times. Louisville one time. We didn't see our video cameras. They're all hidden. We had people back. But
Good.
oh, we nailed them.
Good, you have to.
Yeah, we just.
I'll show you this video real quick.
For the 1776 Restoration Movement. We have come from all over this great nation because we fear what our federal government is trying to do to our way of life. But we will not fear our government. We believe in the peaceful resolution of our grievances. Our national chapter has been 34 days straight on the national mall, proving that we will do what it takes to stand for individual liberty. Our goal is to look every elected official dead in the eye. Those who agree help us restore a constitutional republic. We will pour all our efforts into the re-election. To do this not because we are going to. We do this because we have a duty to. We do it for our children and our grandchildren.
affecting me.
I've watched them freeze together, sweat together, and
This will be my second winter.
When they in DC, they have these little scooters you can rent, electric scooters. They were using them as buses. So finally, everybody came out and did. Had a security team that was already set up doing what they could. They come in and bang on the side of their motor, still do. And they bang on the side of the motorhome, bang on car windows and stuff. Everybody comes out. And they were just lying. We cannot be afraid. Not afraid of anybody. Or we can't be afraid of the government. No. I've been reading some of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches over and over and over. Don't be afraid.
Republicans just won the House. My son just called and told me we won the House.
Republicans just won the House.
About noon today.
What's the one
I don't
thing?
know. My son just told me that it was on TV.
What's the
We
one
got
thing?
218 votes.
Yeah, really? I heard it was
It was at 217.
217, yeah. What's the one thing that a politician wants?
Money.
To get reelected.
Yeah, that's
So that they can
amazing.
continue to make money and have power.
The Obamas went into office, broke, come out millionaires. The Clintons went into office, broke,
And they
come out millionaires.
They come out broke and then sold their services and made millions.
Okay, Tennessee Patriot, we make sure that we talk about only positive things on this and what pertains to the seminar, please.
Clinton's got all their money off.
They said that he sold his book deal for like $60 million or something. That money came off that skids of money that they sent over there to know.
How much money did the Clintons make off of Haiti? They're selling Russian uranium and everything else. I know she got something for that.
Yeah, half of the known world uranium is our enemy. They profess Russia to be our enemy and they sell 20% of
Thank you for
uranium.
watching.
Worth
And
$72
love
million.
you.
How did you do that?
Hey Mike, it's good to talk to you. See you.
What's
Hey
she got money
James.
for?
You guys,
So anyway, we'll,
oh great James, you're gonna be here
What
Friday.
we're
That's
asking people to do is
fantastic.
go to
I'll
our
see you
website,
Friday then, buddy.
1776RN.com.
Listen, share,
There's a place on there, volunteer. It's
And
got a
it's
lot
on
of-
YouTube, too.
We built it first just for like team leads, for people who's going to do what I'm doing. That's and what Bob's doing is the leaders of the states. But as we begin to do this, it's a working process. We're learning. We've never done this before. You know,
Yeah.
we'll have to learn this
Okay,
together.
everybody.
So what we're doing is
I'm
we're,
gonna sign off
we're
now.
asking people to go on there
And be
sign
sure,
up.
and we'll be live streaming again on Friday.
The main thing that we need is we don't. One of the things I hate. I've got one email that is nothing but junk. I only use it to sign up for things because it's just we don't sell your address. If you want to give us your phone number, we can text you if something's going on, things like that. There is different areas you can sign up for. You can sign up to be leadership. If you want to interview for leadership. We're not just taking anybody as leaders. We have to, because we've learned. We have some people come in that want to be leaders, and they're not leaders.
I've got
Okay,
people
Tennessee Patriot, I'll pass that on.
They have been invited to speak here and there and everywhere. Gary's been visited by the FBI 3 times at his house.
No, it's no problem. So,
He said, "Oh, FBI, come on in." And they know he's got a bedroom in his house that's covered in guns. They know he's got a gun manufacturing room in his barn.
all right, we're all just chatting now. The seminar is over. So I'm going to sign off, guys. Love you. And please jump on. And on Friday, let's share, and get the word out. This is growing, everybody. It is growing. I am so proud of everyone in this national team. Love you all. And I will talk to you on Friday.
We rolled in on July 4th, and this was our